to spread a few lies and dissent to the rest of my people, romanticizing the wasteland like all is well. Watching too many holotapes is all.
I still smell something fishy in the air, Mackenzie. Petty little things like trends don't go this far. I doubt some propaganda could sway more than half of your security force. That's just silly.
I don't know. Strange things have happened since Vault-Tec revisited us. Your story made headlines. Now the public knows what we know, for the most part.
But we can't lie to ourselves. The case is still open. All because we've taken out a big link in the operation doesn't mean we've gotten to the core of the problem. And this detective doesn't leave with his meal half finished. You get me?
Ah, yes, yes. But now that the polls will be officially closed, followed by the vault tonight, there should be no reason for killings anymore. Not in this vault.
You're a little chipper, Overseer. A lot more chipper than when I first met you.
Walter, my boy, when you're in a position such as mine, stress can lay a hand on you much quicker than most. Got problems? Go to the Overseer. In a jam? Go to the Overseer. This is just the best I've felt in a long time. You gotta enjoy these moments while they last.
I can relate. So what now?
Well, like I said, now that we have proof the supporters of the vault being closed were killed over which ballot they'd cast, there's definitely no justice in letting the murderers win. So the polls have been closed before they've opened, and the vault will stay as it is, closed. But this time, forever.
And that's where that thing about the fire of the people comes in, huh?
Yep, that's all that's left is to wait out the storm. But never mind the affairs of us vault dwellers. I'm sure you're ready to forget this madness. Go back out to the wasteland, hmm?
Trust me, Mackenzie. This is a cakewalk compared to the wasteland. But are you sure you don't want to keep me around for a while? We've never exactly got to the bottom of this.
No, no, friend. Closure of the vault is the closure of this case. You did your part, and we thank you for it. If you're worried about the criminal's punishment, trust me. Him being trapped here for the rest of his wretched life is enough.
Well, I don't know what to say. Thank you for the vacation, Mr. Overseer.
Well, who says it has to end here?
What do you have under your sleeve for me now?
Oh, I'm sure you don't want to end your day heading out so soon, or dishing the dirt with an old man like me. I'm hosting a party tonight. A ball, if you will. I haven't announced it yet, but I want you to be the first to know.
Don't go this far. I doubt some propaganda could sway more than half of your security force. That's just silly.
I don't know. Strange things have happened since Vault-Tec revisited us. Your story made headlines. Now the public knows what we know, for the most part.
But we can't lie to ourselves. The case is still open. All because we've taken out a big link in the operation doesn't mean we've gotten to the core of the problem. And this detective doesn't leave with his meal half finished. You get me?
Ah, yes, yes. But now that the polls will be officially closed, followed by the vault tonight, there should be no reason for killings anymore. Not in this vault.
You're a little chipper, Overseer. A lot more chipper than when I first met you.
Walter, my boy, when you're in a position such as mine, stress can lay a hand on you much quicker than most. Got problems? Go to the Overseer. In a jam? Go to the Overseer. This is just the best I've felt in a long time. You got to enjoy these moments while they last.
I can relate. So what now?
Well, like I said, now that we have proof the supporters of the vault being closed were killed over which validated cast, there's definitely no justice in letting the murderers win. So the polls have been closed before they've opened. The vault will stay closed. But this time,
And that's where that thing about the fire of the people comes in.
Yep, that's all that's left is to wait out the storm. But never mind the affairs of us vault dwellers. I'm sure you're ready to forget this madness. Go back out to the wasteland,
Trust me, Mackenzie. This is a cakewalk compared to the wasteland. But are you sure you don't want to keep me around for a while? We've never exactly got to the bottom of this.
No, no, friend. Closure of the vault is the closure of this case. You did your part, and we thank you for it. If you're worried about the criminal's punishment, trust me. Him being trapped here for the rest of his wretched life is enough.
Well, I don't know what to say. Thank you for the vacation, Mr. Overseer.
Well, who says it has to end here?
What do you have under your sleeve for me now?
Oh, I'm sure you don't want to end your day heading out so soon, or dishing the dirt with an old man like me. I'm hosting a party tonight. A ball, if you will. I haven't announced it yet, but I wanted you to be the first to know. The celebration of the vault's closing. I thought perhaps it would simmer the boiling blood around here, at least for a while.
Oh, I don't want to be a bother.
Oh, no, I insist. We can't just have a man come and save my vault skin and waltz out of here with only his pay. The celebration is in order. Won't you come, Walter?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, please. I don't mean to discriminate, Walter. How many balls are you able to dance at out there in the wasteland? Our ballroom has gold-plated floors, the best bands, and the most dazzling chandelier this side of the West. Won't you join us?
Well, I guess I could have a drink or two.
And miss out on all the sweet nonsense.
I don't have a date, Mackenzie.
Now you do. You'll take money.
What?
Come with me, Walter.
I never really thought about this.
You don't need to think. You've been doing it all day. You need to think. But you heard her on the radio? Just roll with it, Walter. It'll be a fun night between you two. Has a problem forgiving herself with the Dr. Daniels incident. She needs some support. I have no time to deal with her.
What? Did she seek your help?
She'll love a good dance, Walter.
You're paying this on me, aren't you? You don't want to deal with your employees' problems, do you?
No, I'm just very busy is all.
You're lucky I have no problem taking her to the dance, otherwise I'd slug you. She told me how she blew your cover in front of your wife, Mr. Overseer. I'm sure that's why you hold a grudge against her. I'd say get rid of the bad blood and move on. As a private eye, this vault is gone. Brave enough to expose her own overseers. She's no bootlicker, Mackenzie. And I'd say you treat her right before it's too late. That girl could destroy you.
What?
Goodbye, Mackenzie. It'd be a while before it was time for the ball, so I thought I'd take a walk down the meadow streets of this place. It's hard to believe these people were at each other's throats just yesterday. But now they'd be stuck here, whether they liked it or not. Couldn't imagine being trapped in here until the day I had died. Not in one of those outfits either. Huh? What's that on the wall there?
Who, me?
Yeah. I'm sure you know this place better than I do.
Wait, this here?
Yeah.
Why, that's a telephone, mister. Have you been living under a rock?
I'm in one right now. What's a telephone?
Well, what's the calling? Hello? Yes. No. I can't by that name, but, hold on. It's some...
Oh, that must be my date calling. Alright, how to use one of these?
Put the piece right here, and that's on your ear. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you talk into the small horn thing right there.
Oh, I see. One's for talking and one's for listening. Hello? Bunny?
Oh, don't tell me you've never worked a telephone before, Walter.
Well, it's the strangest thing, Bunny. About 2 centuries ago, a few bombs fell, destroying all power lines, severing all communication.
Oh, you've been a smart mouth from the beginning, Walter.
Say, aren't you the detective that had come down here the other night?
Thank you, young man. That'll be all.
Well, just hold on a minute. You're the talk of the town right now. You busted that big case yesterday, didn't you?
I can see you're already making friends down there.
I thought the overseer kept our little visit a secret.
Not until the press got a hold of the situation. I can't count how many cameras I destroyed last night trying to take pictures of me.
Well, hey, it's not like I'm invisible or anything. I want to know about the case.
So they know about my venture here?
Hardly. There had already been rumors of a new janitor here to clean up the vault's mess before your arrival. And you're the only one here that sports a trench coat in a vault full of people in blue jumpsuits.
Good point.
Hey!
Well, I gotta go. I'm sure the overseer told you about our date, so he doesn't have to deal with us?
The Golden Gala Ballroom, tonight at 8.
I'll see you there. Bye. It's rude to talk to people while they're on the phone, kid.
Cut the chit-chat, mister. I got a bone to pick with you.
What did I do wrong now?
Yeah, I'll tell you what you did wrong. You got the vault closed. I went on the biggest limb I had to get that darn thing open, and now look what you did. I started a petition down at the high school. I pulled favors.
Might one of them be the gruesome murder of a young lad about your age? A few floors up the other night?
What? No. I wouldn't go as far as killing a man.
Good to know. Now simmer down, young man. You're bound to start a riot.
But you let the overseer seal the vault, along with our lives. I mean, us non-supporters didn't think so hard just to have the polls never opened. And Mr. McKenzie just throwing away the key like that. We'll be stuck here till the day we die. Don't you see that?
Look, kid, I know my insight on the wasteland will be hard, but trust me, most folks out there would kill to have a home like this. And I mean that literally. You don't want the life out there. I give you my word. But what I did down here was my job. Your overseer's request might have saved my hide out there. Those calves, I can pack up my things and relocate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date to get ready for.
Wait.
Yes? Well, where I come from, drinking Nuka-Cola could mean the difference in the red and the black. But judging by where your vault's going, you might as well hand them all over to me. Alright. Looks like it's about time to head in. Let's see. Yep, about 7:30 now. Let's not keep her. The Golden Gala Ballroom, eh? Guess I better go to this for a while. Wonder what kind of fancy house they got. Well, what's this? A line? Wonder what for?
Damien Lynn? You're on the list. Come on in. Miss Jordan, glad to see you can make it. Oh, this must be your date.
Nice to see you again, Jonathan. And yes, this is the legendary boyfriend I've been ranting about lately.
I don't have time for this. If you're gonna be a bouncer, you gotta do it right. Well, Walter, time to make this line hate you. Excuse me.
Hey, no cutting! Excuse me, bouncer? That man's cutting in line.
Stop right there. Where do you think you're going? In the Golden Gala, like everyone else.
Well, I don't know where you got the notion that there was no line. There's a line, Mr.
Walter Camry. And I didn't get the notion that there was a guest list.
Hold on. Walter Cameron? Sorry, sir, but I'm afraid you're not...
was generous of him.
Who in the heck are you? You're not even wearing a standard vault uniform.
Not my brand, I'm afraid. May I?
You ain't going nowhere without proper vault ID.
What happens to be the problem here, Jen?
Officer O'Neill. How unexpected.
Don't you know who this fine gentleman is? This be the Walter Camry, saviour of the vault.
Who?
Ah, you may not have recognised him at first. Everybody, please do me the favour of pardoning this man, as he has secured our safety in this little home of ours. Yes, I speak of the detective that stopped conspiracy and corruption. Now, sir, I think that's enough identification.
Welcome to the Golden Gala Ballroom, Mr. Camry.
Much obliged. Oh, and for the record, lines tend to go by faster with less small talk is made.
We've been quite busy cleaning up the mess you two made lately.
Like I always say, it comes with the territory.
Security's too tight.
Well, ain't that the truth? Folks are a little shaken up about this whole mess that went down last night. I guess that's where Mackenzie decided to throw this here party.
Nothing like a little booze to calm the masses down, eh?
You should do stand-up while you're here. But anyway, I've been hired as security here tonight. Quite a tease. But you and the girl should go enjoy yourselves tonight.
Well, thanks, O'Neill.
No problem.
Well, here goes nothing. Oh, my word. There are so many people. I've never seen so many in one place. At least, not trying to kill each other. Now, where's Bunny?
Over here, Walter.
Bunny! You look elegant, despite you still wearing that ball suit.
Likewise, even if you are still wearing that ragged trench coat.
This place is amazing, Bunny.
Isn't it? The overseer rarely opens the place up to the public. Not even graduation ceremonies are held here.
Well, now I see why he did it. The masses might have ripped each other apart if they hadn't had a place like this to blow off some steam. Look, Bunny, I'm sorry about the situation with Daniel.
Don't be. You had to do your job, and so did I. I had to realize Daniels was putting the vault in danger, along with the both of us. It's behind me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, shall we sit down? I'll order us some drinks.
No, Walter.
Huh? Why?
Hear that, Walter?
Hear what?
That's the dance number I requested. We're dancing, Walter.
Well, it's pretty early.
It's never too early to dance, Walter. Here, grab my hand like that.
All right.
There we are. Now, just move to the band.
I've got it, Bunny. I've got it.
What do you want, darling? Please, make it quick. I haven't got all day.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Our latest mute fruit crop is coming in smaller than usual, and some of the fruit
Well, I
isn't
didn't
ripening
exactly
quickly
expect there to
enough.
be any dancing
Again?
out in the wasteland.
It's
Oh,
got to be
trust
the
me,
water.
dance has survived.
It's been getting more toxic by the day, and now it's affecting the plants.
Well, if something isn't done soon, it'll be game over for the entire crop. Without fruit to sell to the traders, we won't have caps to buy the spare parts we need to keep running.
Then let's hope we can find someone willing to help us, darling.
I'm sorry. It's just hard.
Welcome to Grey Garden, darling. This is the Commonwealth's first and only hydroponics facility, run entirely by robots.
Which reminds me, when exactly are you leaving?
That's pretty ingenious. I bet you can work around the clock.
Of course, darling. Our unique hierarchy allows for constant operation. You see, there are two kinds of robots here. The worker drones carry out labor and maintenance. We supervisors, that is myself, Green and brown possess sophisticated cognition processors. We are capable of complex analysis and decision-making, a testament to the genius of our creator, Dr. Edward Gray.
That's understandable. Which makes me wonder why these people seem so...
What became of Dr. Gray?
Like so many others, he died in the war. It was a terrible loss. Robotics and artificial intelligence were our creator's great passions, rivaled only by his love of television. Perhaps you've noticed that I possess a rather singular personality, as do the other supervisors.
Well, it's definitely unique. Sort of hard to miss.
I'll take that as a compliment, darling. After all, the last thing any woman wants to be is ordinary. A few other things you should know. Talk to Green if you need supplies. If it's caps you require, Brown might have a few odd jobs. There's one other thing. A question, really. Tell me, darling, what do you think of the water around here?
It's awful.
Isn't it, though? Pressure's down, radiation is up. Why, it's practically toxic. Just think what it must be doing to my skin. This will never do. I don't mean to impose, darling, but perhaps you could lend us a hand.
What's in it for me?
Trust me, darling. I can make it worth your while. Most of our water comes from the old Western plant, south of here. Such an eyesore. Be a dear and pay a visit, See what you can do. Maybe tidy up the place. It must be filthy. If you can get it working again, I'm sure I can come up with something for you.
But a girl can dream, can't she?
You're killing me, Bunny.
Sorry. Letting that chance slip by just feels like letting go of a long-awaited dream. But I just gotta convince myself of how selfish it'd be if I left everyone. But I'll let you know if there's a change in the plan.
Thanks, Bunny.
It's the least I can do. I just...
What's that?
Sounds like a group of people.
Why, that looks like a bunch of vault guards, aren't they, Bunny?
Well, yes, but I have no idea what they'd be doing here.
On behalf of those who rejected Bill 54 closed, our civic leader sends his regards.
Oh, no!
Bunny, get down!
They're shooting at all those people, Walter. You have to do something.
Kick over the table, Bunny. This is gonna get hairy. Good. Now we have cover. Take this, you monsters. They've got some serious firepower there. I don't think this revolver of mine can hold them off for much longer.
And neither is this table.
Any help would be appreciated, Bunny.
If I had a gat on me, I would have already been shooting.
Well, we'll be sitting ducks within a few more shots of my gun. And they're wearing bulletproof armor. That's almost it. Do you have any plans?
I don't see any getting around this without getting out of this cover.
And I don't see...
Wait.
What?
Do you happen to see any explosives on any of them?
Explosives? Well... Whoa!
Well,
Putting aside my head almost being blown off, I did see some circular objects on a few of their belts.
all right. I think I may have something up my sleeve.
Bunny, don't do anything you'll regret.
Hand me your gun.
Here.
One shot. Darn it. Guess I'll just have to wing it.
What are you doing, Bunny?
The one thing that can get us some more firepower. See the thing on my wrist? Good boy?
Yeah. What about it?
Looks like I'll finally get to show you what it's good for.
Bunny, I don't like the sound of this.
Trust me on this one, Walter. This one should go straight in that grenade. Bombs away.
Funny. What was that?
That.
Excuse me? That?
Well, it slows things down. Shoot it, I guess. I never really understood it myself.
Look, Bunny, a machine gun. Just to the left of you.
Oh, what? Oh, excellent. Now they're gonna have it.
No, Bunny. Those men are retreating. You need to tend to the injured here. I'll head after the rest and see what I can find out.
This isn't your problem anymore, Walter. We've already put you through enough fighting.
Trust me, Bunny. I've been through worse. Now get to those people and see if you can call for help.
Sure thing, Walter. Be careful.
Where are you hiding, cowards? Couldn't have gone far. You think you can get away with this? Not on my watch. Is someone there? Nobody opens fire on innocents like that and lives. Not on Walter Camry's watch. No, sir. Does that make you feel like big men? Well, it shouldn't. My partner already left half of you in pieces back there, and I'm not afraid to contribute to that effort. Nobody just... Who's there? This is your only warning, pal. I'll be forced to put you down if you don't identify yourself right now.
Walter! Might that be you screaming about?
Officer O'Neill, is that you?
Affirmative. Might I be safe enough to get a little bit closer with the assurance I won't get ice?
It's a little dark. You seem to be the only one here. Come on over.
Righto.
Mind me asking what the Davy is going on here?
I was on break when I started hearing the gunfire. Scrambled to get my help to figure out what the devil was happening. I was getting close to working my way around the outside of the ballroom and getting them from behind. But that's when I felt something rock the vault like a second Great War was on the rise.
Yeah, that was Bunny nailing a grenade on one of the shooter's utility belts.
No wonder. That girl's got aim, she does.
Who do you think is behind all this?
No one else but those crooked devils trying to overthrow the Overseer. We can never tell which guards were bent on destruction or not. I was just on my way chasing them. Come on, I think I saw which way they were headed.
Now, hold on.
What's the hold up, mate?
I, need some ammo for my gun. I ran out of bullets in the firefight. Could I use a couple of rounds from your clip?
Huh? Oh, sure, mate, sure. Here you are. But let's hurry, eh?
Of course. Now let's see here. Say, these hold 12 rounds, don't they?
That they do. Very reliable.
I see. Looks as if you're missing a few.
What? Oh, that. I took some practice shots over there at the range before I came here.
A few shots exactly. There's only 9 rounds in this clip. What did you do? Walk by the range, pop off a few shots, and call it a day?
Do we really have time for this?
How about you empty your pockets?
What? Empty my...
How about you empty your pockets, O'Neill?
I got no extra rounds if that's what you're asking for, mate.
I said, empty your pockets.
What in blazes is this? Get my gun out of my face. Are you crazy?
I'm not playing around, Officer O'Neill. You'd best turn out your pockets if you know what's good for you.
You're crazy. You have no authority here.
And that's where you're wrong. As long as I'm in Ball 54, I'm officially deputized by Overseer Mackenzie, which gives me an equal standing with my fellow vault officers of peace. That, and I honestly don't care if I was deputized or not. Clearly, peace is dwindling in this place, and I plan to restore it.
You know nothing of the forces you're tampering with. You're just some small town, down on his luck wastelander that just wants to earn some more caps to spend on 200-year-old hooch. Now go ahead. Put the gun down and head out that door. I'll pretend I never saw you.
Sorry, officer, but no dice. And if you don't show me what's in your pockets right now, I'll be forced to take whatever's there on my own.
They never listen to reason. Alright, mate. I'll show you what I got in my pockets. Oi, Nothing in here but a few. Teach you to pull a gun on me.
Hey,
Take that, you wasteland pig! Looks like you're out of luck, detective. Boys, come over here. Over here. I got that rat now. We're over.
Walter! Oh, please get up.
I'm all right, Bunny.
Walter, your face. Are you hurt badly?
He may be a vault dweller, but he can sure pack a wasteland wallop.
I came as soon as I heard a scuffle outside the ballroom. What happened? And is that O'Neill?
It sure is, Bunny. He tried to play off like he had nothing to do with the shooting. Tried to pretend he was a good cop for once.
He had something to do with what happened in the ballroom? But how, Walter? How'd you find out?
He wanted me to come with him and chase down those crooked guards. I felt like everything was playing out too suspiciously and asked for his gun for extra rounds. Of course, that was a cover. What I really wanted to see was if his 10mm held all 12 bullets in the magazine.
Huh? What significance could that have, Walter?
The significance of a young man that was shot to death but 2 days ago.
You mean...
Precisely, Bunny. If you remember, the young lad was struck 3 times in the back with a 10mm pistol in the hallway. Turns out our friend here, the officer, had 9 out of 12 bullets available, meaning that only 3 were shot. I knew that wasn't enough proof, so I remembered what the receptionist said back at Daniel's office. There was a burly man that flashed his head before he entered the office and bribed Daniel with some samples.
Well, did he have it, Walter?
That's what I'm meaning to find out. It was a long shot. I asked him to contact to the vial while pointing his gun at him. He refused. That's when this whole trip proceeded. He doesn't status on the ballroom.
Not good, Walter. I phoned for, hopefully, straight police, and the medics are on the way. But by gum, I won't sugarcoat it. Some are dead and many are injured. If one thing's for sure, those men shot to kill. Good thing we disoriented them in the nick of time.
Good to know. I'm sure those ex-police militants got pushed over the edge when Mackenzie decided to keep the vault closed.
Well, let's not waste any time. I want to know if this is our man.
Now you're speaking my language. Let's see what this bonehead was hiding from us. Correction. He is hiding from us.
But I shot the man dead on with a rifle.
Both bullets made impact. But it seems they only entered his left shoulder. Good. We can get more information this way. All right, big guy. Flip on over so I can get those vest pockets. Up you go. There we are. Now let's see here. Oh, nothing in this pocket. No, not this one.
If I find out it was truly him that shot the boy and framed the poor old man, why, I'll slug him so hard he'll have a permanent shiner.
Hold your horses, Bunny. O'Neill won't be a problem anytime soon. He won't be receiving any medical attention from us, that's for sure.
Better not be.
Now let's see here. So far, he seems to be clean. Oh! Now what's this here?
Did you find something, Walter?
Indeed I did. And it's just as I expected. An empty vial with dried blood inside. Oh, hold it there, Bunny.
I told you I'd hit him.
I like your spunk, girl. But you said you'd give him a shiner, not a kick.
Like I care.
I know you're angry. We need to cool down a bit. I'll see what I can get out of him while he's still breathing. Here, take this.
Tobacco can only hold me off for so long, Detective. You best get what you need out of him before I pulverize it out of him.
Will do, Bunny. Wake up, officer. Wake up. You have some explaining to do.
Where am I? You boys get the culprit and his girl?
No, I'm afraid it's the exact opposite. That wasn't one of your men charging this way to save you. That was a certain girl of mine coming to save me instead. Turns out you in fact do have the empty vial I was hoping for, and you're going to tell me everything.
Perfect. Bloody perfect. No wonder my arm feels so great.
You could thank Bunny there for
you what you want. Not like it's gonna matter.
Well, get talking.
It's not that complicated, okay? When Voltec swept the message through to Overseer Mackenzie, he wanted to keep it in the dark. The stupid bloke was planning on keeping the door sealed forever under our sniffers, without anyone ever knowing there was a chance to get out of here. So you might be wondering, how in blazes did we find out there was a chance? Well, I figure you can call it a miracle. One night, Officer Jensen received a message from Voltec themselves saying they require the coordinates to the vault ASAP. Jensen called their bluff, thinking they were some outside hacker. Turns out, some sort of high rollers in the wasteland wanted a Voltec's message. Said they've been looking for it for a long time.
You're saying someone caught wind of Vault-Tech's 200-year-old automated message to the vault? How is that possible?
I have no earthly idea, Detective. But they were undoubtedly legit, that's for sure. At least that's what Jensen told us. The mystery messages claimed that the monitored status of the vault informed that it wasn't sealed yet. There was still time.
Time for what exactly?
Time to get the darn thing open. Whoever was messaging Officer Jensen wanted to make a deal with us. Make sure the Overseer pulls a lever to keep the door open. And we get to leave with a larger payout than we could count. For some reason, the messages wanted everyone else inside.
I don't get it. If you men are so ruthless, why not just bump off Mackenzie and open the vault yourself?
You don't understand. The Overseer is the only one with a number code to seal or open the vault permanently. Besides, we had too much respect for the man back then. It felt wrong to even think about whacking him. Jensen told the rest of the internal vault security about the deal, and we took hold of it, no questions asked. We're tired of this metal dome, and we'll do anything to get out. The cherry on top being the fact we'd be rich once we've left.
Go on.
Since we originally didn't want anyone to get hurt in the process, Mackenzie thought it'd be wise to have a sit-down with his top group of men, that being us, before we made the final decision. Jensen naturally tried to convince him it was high time the vault was opened.
My hands are tied, Officer Jensen. I know you all may be excited that the opportunity has crossed us, but we shouldn't just jump ship so hastily.
Overseer, please. Vault 54 had its run, and I was always proud to call it home. But it's about time we moved on. Think about all we could do, all we could accomplish. Besides, our population is at an all-time high. It's only gonna grow. If that door stays closed, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Jensen does have a point, sir.
All right, that's enough. Look, I see where you're coming from. Really, I do. I was young and ambitious too, you know. Which makes me only want to close it more. Now, let me finish. Every dweller experiences a period of desire to leave the vault, but trust me, it passes.
But boss,
Overruled. Like I said, my hands are tied. If you all think we'd do better out there in the wasteland, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, what could we gain? We have everything essential for human life in here. There's no point in trying our luck out there. Our ancestors would be ashamed of us if we abandoned all they sacrificed. It should be a privilege to live in Vault 54, not a condemnation. I'm sticking to my guns on this one, gentlemen. Take my word for it. You'll thank me for my decision one day. Doing what Vault-Tec requested, making this the people's decision, will only cause more problems. Best continue functioning as we were, without all the controversy. See you gentlemen in the morning.
You know, once that tired old sheepdog starts running, you can't stop him. You just blew our chance at freedom, Jensen.
Fellas, relax. So the old man can't listen to reason. I'll give him time to cool off and give him another talking to. Alone. All of you eager beavers probably made him nervous crowding him like that.
And what makes you so sure it'll work?
because if it doesn't, I'll make it work.
So all the fingers seem to be pointing toward Jensen.
Right you are. And clearly talking to the old fart we called a leader wasn't the key. When Officer Jensen tried using his silver tongue again, Mackenzie threatened his job. He took it quite personally.
I see where this is going.
Took you long enough. Mackenzie's biggest downfall was having a man like Jensen appointed as his personal advisor. That gave him access to the overseer's terminal. So one night, Jensen snuck into his office and performed the leak that I'm sure overseer spoke to you about. Linked the hidden message to every home and business that owned a computer terminal, with a thorough explanation of what was kept secret from them. Naturally, the overseer received a heavy amount of flack when the public figured out he was hiding Voltec's request from them. Large amounts of trust was lost, which initiated Plan B for us. Though at first, we wanted to solve it without bloodshed. Oh, when Mackenzie tried to downplay the situation, like he planned to unveil the message to everyone, that's when he issued the bill. Nobody believed him though, so we simply saw this as a time to convert the people of Vault 54 against the bill.
That's it.
And get the door open.
If there was no trust on Mackenzie's side, why were there still problems to meet your goal?
Trust was lost. But not enough of it. Many planned on voting against the bill, but not enough. We spread more propaganda to help sway the supporters, and nothing fazed them, unfortunately. So, yeah, we did become drastic.
You just couldn't drop that deal, could you? Got so caught up in the thought of being rich, you went as far as killing folks.
In a way. But Jensen's the real mastermind here. When the girl was sent out into the wasteland to find you, we judged that she'd die alone out there, leaving us to continue our work. When she came back with you, we knew you'd probably get us caught red-handed. So, well, Jensen ordered me to kill you. The poor lad that got caught in the crossfire was just a mistake, sad to say.
I see. And this business with the vial began. Make the supporters look bad. Here we are.
Righto. Scare the supporters into voting against the vote closing. And crack the door open when the bill didn't pass. But you had to go and do what you did to Daniels. And now... and now the overseer closed the polls before we could cast our ballots.
All for some money that most likely wouldn't be given to you.
No. The blokes promised.
You all wanted to get away from the wasteland at first, but it looks like the wasteland found you. You cheap thugs were going to open the vault for what? Some crazed monsters that promised a hefty cap sum? That's first grade in the wasteland. Don't trust nobody. You boys have any idea how much money something along the lines of a vault could be worth? More than you, that's for sure. You turned your backs on a man that was older and wiser than you, and look where you ended up. Death on each corner, frame-ups, conspiracy, corruption. All the same reason man destroyed itself back before the war began. I'd slap you silly and tell you to start learning to think straight, but I see it's too late for you.
Oh, let me finish him, Walter.
No, Bunny. Let the man die with the image of what he created. Blood, fire, and bullet holes. O'Neill, if you have any final shred of dignity in you, you'd tell us where Jensen is headed.
Officer Jensen. Jensen is gone. Get the vault. Open. Now.
What do you mean?
Gonna get it out of the overseer. The ballroom was just a diversion.
By golly, he's going to kill the overseer.
Not on my watch. Let's go, Bunny.
Yes.
That Jensen's so worked up, he got the corrupt security force to take out the civilians. I don't think he even cares if they're supporters or not.
Well, let's see to it he doesn't order anyone to do anything again.
You'd be wise to comply, Mackenzie. Best wash the blood off your hands by not being so stubborn.
Officer Jensen, what does it mean? Out of all people, and blood, my hand.
Overseer
Overseer Mackenzie?
What? Who's there?
Walter, is that you? Help me. He's got a gun. He's trying to open the vault.
Mackenzie!
Door's jammed.
Come and get me, girl. Hold it right there. I'm not afraid to use the heat on the Overseer, and I'm definitely not afraid to use it on his terminal.
You're bluffing. You darn well know that terminal is the only means of you getting out.
I'd get more satisfaction seeing you sealed in a vault for the rest of your life with all the trouble you caused us, while I can die knowing you won't be going anywhere. Or, we could all lay down our arms so I could open the door to our new guests, who should be here any minute.
I've tried ruling out all the official Wasteland factions that wouldn't want to get their hands on a place like this, and that'd be none of them. So only two I know have the capability of actually contacting you. And I'm afraid it's one I'd rather not have involved.
You see, I've gained a little Wasteland education from the Enclave. All kinds of little armies out there looking to call the Waste their own, but none can really compare to the power of the Enclave.
Who are the Enclave, Walter? And what do they want with the vault?
Just like any crooked Wasteland group, they claim to come from America's pre-war finest and plan on rebuilding the country. But apparently that means ransacking every town and snagging every piece of useful technology they come across. Haven't met the bunch, but I've heard of them.
Well, no Wasteland army is getting a hold of my home.
Don't count on it, girl. I already gave them the coordinates, and it'd be a real shame if I had to close this vault after that long trip they had to make.
Talk too much and you get pumped full of lead.
Nice save, Bunny. I'm wondering if Mackenzie can give us that code. You work your computer magic on the Overseer's terminal.
I'll see what I can do, but I can't promise anything without that code.
Mackenzie? Overseer Mackenzie? You hear me? Alright. Good. Good. The Jensen managed to miss your heart. Can you tell me the code to close the vault? Yes, Mackenzie. It's me. You've been shot, I'm afraid. We need that code before the crooked security can take any more lives. And before the Enclave arrives. It all depends on you, sir.
I'm all logged in, but I need that code, Walter.
I'm working on it. Come on, Overseer. Just tell it to us real quick, as fast as you can.
11.
You get that, Bunny?
11? Only about a few more digits.
What's next after 11, sir?
17.
17.
17. Only 2 more digits, Walter.
One more, Mackenzie. What are the last 2 digits? Finish up strong.
44.
Mackenzie? Mackenzie? Great. He's dead.
44. That did it, Walter.
You're kidding. What does it say?
Says here, congratulations for completing your Vault's designated assignment. Please keep in mind that based on your loyal citizen's power of choice, that the following options cannot be reverted in any way possible. Oh, look, Walter, these must be the vault door options.
Great. Looks like we have a chance. Now you wait here while I head out of the vault and...
No, you won't get anywhere without the proper clearance. I'll guide you through since I have a badge.
But you saw how quick that door opens and closes. We'll never be able to make it out in time.
Negatory. Now that I have Special Overseer's permission, I have the option to initiate a set timer before the final closing sequence. The highest I can set it is to 5 minutes. That gives us enough time to take the elevator down to level 1.
Let's head out then.
All right, here we are. Everything's in motion. 5 minutes.
Let's not waste any time then. Hope we can make you rest a little bit easier, Overseer Mackenzie.
Got it.
Here we are. Same place as before.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I sure am glad to be back out in the wasteland. What's security doing holding all these people off from the door?
That must be the remaining line of good cops left on the force trying to keep everyone from leaving the vault. They're doing their best to prevent a full-on stampede.
Can't say I blame them. Folks are gonna have to endure the remainder of the
Looks like there might be hope with the man out of the way, along with O'Neill, too. Can't say the same about the rest of internal vault security, however. With any of them still around, they automatically get the rights of the Overseer's position, which could be a problem in the future. Come, Walter. I think that's the man that can get us past the roadblock here.
Right behind you.
That's far enough. Step anywhere past the police line and I'll be forced to use deadly force.
I'm Detective Bunny of the Vault 54 Police Division. I need to get past the police line.
Well, it's all here. You have the badge and everything. Though I've never heard of you. Head on through.
Well, moment of truth, Detective.
Darn it, Bunny. Why can't you come with me?
I already told you. I have a strict duty to my people.
Your people don't know right from wrong anymore, and they're going to be locked inside this nut house for as long as they live. I don't want you to be a part of this, Bunny. I heard what you said about internal vault security. If anybody stays alive after all this, they'll just take the Overseer's throne and continue the madness and corruption.
Enough, Walter. I said in the Golden Gala that I'd tell you myself if there was going to be a change in the plans, but my plan stays.
There was a hope in your plan. The Overseer was still alive. But trying to get this to work in this state of affairs is just crazy.
Says the man that tries to fight crime in the wasteland. Walter, I know it sounds crazy, but people are always going to manage to fight each other over the most idiotic reasons. Whether it be for beliefs, for country, or money. People are going to do it, and somebody needs to stop it before it repeats itself. People like us.
Sounds funny.
No, it certainly does not. Which is why we both have a duty to our people. Mine being in the vault and yours in the wasteland. I'd love nothing more than to join you, but it's not meant to be. You did what you could for the vault. You ended the conspiracy, stopped Jensen from performing any more deeds, and now we won't have to worry about that dreaded enclave that I'm hearing about.
Sweet.
Time to part ways. That's our cue.
Bunny.
Goodbye, Walter. Patch! From your troubles!
Bunny.
I'll never forget you, Walter.
That's it. It's over. What's this she threw me? Why that's more cabs than I could count. This is everything. The whole 10,000. And what's this? A note? Walter, I'm not sure if you're able to read. But if you can, you cracked the biggest case our vault's ever had. And we thank you for it a million times over. I got a taste of the real world, and I also thank you for that dearly. Stay safe. Your partner in justice, Bunny. P.S. You're something to remember me by. And look, it's got her picture in it too. Thanks, Bunny. Thanks for everything. Well, looks like I better get out of here. There's the door at the end of the tunnel here. Easy now. Nice to be back out here. So I'll head on back to Carbon, gather my things together. It's gonna be a long walk. Now what's that? Never heard the wind make a sound like that. What's that? Well, that's not the wind. Why that? That's the sound of old helicopter blades. enclave. I better get out of sight. Looks like that was the last vertibird. For those last smokes, Mackenzie. Well, Mr. President, whoever and wherever you are, you're not getting this vault. And you want to know why? There's nothing two great detectives can't solve. Hope you enjoyed your trip to the Lone Star State. You made it for nothing.
This has been the exciting finale of True Vault Escapade. The part of Walter Camry was portrayed by Eric Huffman. The part of Bunny was portrayed by Amy Harris. Overseer Mackenzie by Jason Darman. Officer Jensen by Josh Bull. O'Neill by Michael Onley. Guest voices include Matthew Schroeder. I'm Sean Dawes, and we thank you for listening.
Yes.
Hello again, and welcome to the Wasteland Field Survival Guide. I'm Colin Nissel, and today we're hunting mirelurks. For those of you who may not have come across these delicacies of the wasteland, mirelurks are nasty brutes found in watery places, but they have the sweetest meat you'll ever wrap your gums around. Mirelurk hunting is a dangerous business, which is why I'm always sure to take my trusty combat shotgun with me. The trick is to sneak right up close and let them have it right in their crabby faces. Okay. I see we're just a little ways off. I'm gonna creep over there and bag myself some dinner. See how easy that was? Now that's good eating. You'll have to get up close to get it with just one shot, but with a little practice, you'll be eating in style. One thing I probably should have mentioned. Mirelurks are rarely found alone. Make that 3, 4, 5, 6. Just make sure to bring lots of ammo. Until next time, remember, fortune favors the... Take that, you overgrown fish stick! Starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as Bunny. The year is 2077. The United States has just recovered from the resource wars with China that have stricken the world thirsty for oil and petroleum. But before our boys could rejoice in the sweet aftermath of battle, the threat of nuclear war was nigh. No, China would not let such a humiliating defeat be remembered. They would have the past erased. Things only got worse. Beforehand, America annexed its neighbor Canada, the United Nations disbanded, and the struggle for any scrap of fuel was at an all-time frenzy. Only time could tell what would happen next. Some did not decide to wait, however. The company known as Vault-Tec prevented mass panic by constructing more than 100 underground shelters across America known as vaults. These vaults would house thousands of Americans from the awesome power of nuclear devastation. On October 23rd, sirens blared across the state, warning of a nuclear attack. Anybody assigned to a designated vault was rushed to it immediately. Those that weren't huddled at home in a homemade shelter with their families and loved ones. Sure enough, the bomb fell, devastating the Earth with atomic fire and radioactive fallout. It took generations for the Earth to become mostly habitable again, and the world only became more dangerous. Mutants, rebels, labor groups, and more had the wasteland in their grip. But despite the awful leftovers that the war had left behind, there was an even greater danger, which threatened the remnants of old world humanity. And this danger could only be solved by the Detective Walter Camry. Today's episode, you can call me Bunny.
It was 8 o'clock in my office, and things weren't too busy. A steaming half-filled cup of coffee sat beside me, aside 2 round cigars and an ashtray I didn't finish. A thick stench of smoke filled the air as it always did. Things could be quite stressful in my office. I ran a small private detective agency in the seedy side of Carbon. It wasn't easy work, but it was work. It's not like I get much action. Carbon was a farming community. The closest thing I get to real detective work was the occasional raider murder in the ghettos. Other than that, it was petty livestock thievery, jet dealers, and land feuds. Most of the town thinks I should just join the sheriff's department like the rest of them. Say I just get in the way. So each time they ask, I refuse. I like being my own boss, running my own business. But business wasn't good this time around. Things were usually slow, but not this slow. I think bad words are being said about me, and I don't know what to do. If I didn't get a job soon, I'd be forced to close down. No cabs means no living down here. And it would be a long day in the streets before I could scrape up enough scratch to afford my own place. It's not like I was loose with my money to start with. I lived through my office. Oh well. I'll come up with something. I've been sitting in this chair all day anyway. I might as well close up shop and think. But before I could rise from my seat, I was interrupted with hasty knocks at the door. Come in. The room was a tad too dark to make out the stranger's face, but whoever it was in a major hurry. He quickly strutted to the front of my desk. That's when I realized this he was a she.
Then I'm going to have to ask you to remain open, Detective.
That's when my lamp lit her face. She didn't appear like most girls of the wasteland. Her hair was blonde and her eyes blue. She wore jet black eyeshadow and cherry red lipstick, along with a flawless face dotted by only a single beauty mark on her left cheek. The only thing that seemed off-putting was the blue jumpsuit she was wearing. It was clean and toted the number 54 on it. Either way, she meant business. It was written on her face. She leaned in and placed her unscathed hands on my desk to meet eye to eye.
I have caps to spare and no time to waste. I'm sorry if I'm cutting in on anything important, but you're my only hope at this point.
You look stressed, ma'am. Would you care for a smoke?
What? Did you not hear me? I have a job for you and you want to have a smoke break?
They're imported. You should get one while they still exist.
Well, I have hand one of those over.
Here, let me light that for you. You're shaking, miss. You should relax.
How can I?
Now, ma'am, I'm going to be frank with you. It's just about closing time, and I can't have just any old dame bursting in here like there's a second-grade war.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Detective. But this old dame is fairly certain she saw Camry Investigation's closing time was 10 p.m.
What is this? Are some gangsters harassing you? Boy trouble? A scuffle at your best friend's party? You came to the wrong place, sister.
Oh, don't waste your breath, Detective. I'm not even from around here.
Oh, yeah? Then what do you want?
Closure.
Just then, she walked back to my desk, only to reveal a flashing wrist device bonded to her arm I didn't notice before. It displayed a small screen with all different kinds of symbols. I don't know where this girl comes from, but wherever it is, it must be extremely advanced. And just what kind of alien device is this?
You don't have Pip-Boys out here, do you?
Pip-Boy? Miss?
I guess society outside is more primitive than I thought. That's not important right now, anyway. I'll explain later.
My patience is thinning, ma'am.
Oh, all right.
Now, what's this here?
It's the radio.
There's a radio packed in that tiny thing?
Now, my patience is thinning, Detective.
Oh, all right.
The whole reason I came here was because of my people's distress signal we sent about a week ago. We're in a sort of jam, see? And just when things are sorting themselves out, it only got worse. So, since you so generous Wasteland folk didn't respond, the only rational thing left to
Nice
do
job with those
was go
defenses.
find help myself.
I've got nothing else I need right
That's
now.
real brave of you,
I think
miss.
Preston may want to chat,
Bunny.
though.
You can call me Bunny.
Well then, Miss Bunny, that was very brave of you. It can be quite the experience your first time out in the wastes. I can tell you really care about your people.
Well, thank you, Detective. It's nothing my 45 couldn't handle. But there's a real problem at hand. To be honest, I wish I would have left earlier if I knew nobody was going to respond.
Hate to burst your bubble, ma'am. We get all kinds of broadcasts out here. Musical ones, looped ones, crazed ones.
This was no Looney Man's radio show, I assure you. Can you just wait and listen? Stop packing up your things and listen to me.
I'll have plenty of time to listen to you tomorrow, Miss Bunny. But for now, I'll be making up my bed in the broom closet.
Financial problems, huh? I've heard that there was a suit down on his luck around here. Just didn't know it was you.
Not 2 seconds in this town and you already know my state of affairs. Amazing, ain't it? Local government passes out a few rumors over my head because I attempt to expose corruption. Next thing you know, my house gets evicted, my belongings magically disappear, and the last place I can run to is my office. Surprising they haven't shut me down yet. Maybe they felt sorry for me.
I can help you get back on your feet again. You just gotta trust me on this one.
Oh, really? I've been paid big money in the past, sister. So how is some outsider I've never met gonna amount to the bags of caps I've made?
I'll give you 10,000 caps.
What did you say?
You heard me. 10,000 caps.
And just how did you get your hands on that kind of dough?
None of your concern, Detective. Look, you can either stay cooped up in this shack until Carbon decides to evict it as well, or you can take this job and rub the winnings in their face. What do you say?
This girl was crazy. But crazy or not, I needed that cash. If what she was claiming wasn't some kind of scam, I would be clear, no doubt. No more taxes, no more debts, just me and a pile of loot. And she was right. If I didn't find some scratch soon, I'd end up on the streets like most of the poor suckers in this town. Best take my chances or get out while I can. And who knows, maybe with 10,000 caps I can open up Camry investigations in a more civilized location. All right, Bunny. I'll hop on board for now. This job sounds more shady than downtown New Reno, so you'll have to explain along the way. But I have no position to argue with caps like that. You better not cross me, girl.
Oh, thank you, Detective Camry. Thank you. I thought my people were doomed for sure. You won't regret this, I swear.
Call me Walter.
Yes, Walter.
Just one question, Miss Bunny. Can't this wait till morning? Carbon has enough hotel rooms to go around.
I'm sorry, Walter. There isn't any time left to spare.
Every second counts on this one, eh? Fine. Just lock in the coordinates on that fancy ante machine of yours and wait outside. I need to get my belongings together.
Yes, Mr. Walter. Please don't be long.
She was a spunky one. I haven't seen anything that strange since my childhood. This little community of hers isn't your average travel group. No. This had to be a more organized civilization. And by the looks of that thing she called a pit boy, they must have a large amount of energy weapons in stock. I better keep my wits about me, or end up vaporized. I filled my knapsack with essentials and loaded my revolver. I could tell from the start, this was going to be a case I would never forget.
This has been the first mysterious episode of True Vault Escapades. The part of Detective Walter Camry was portrayed by Eric Huffman, and the part of Bunny was portrayed by Amy Harris. Next week at the same time, be sure to tune in for Episode 2, A Walk in the Wasteland. True Vault Escapades is originally broadcast on the Old World Tunes radio station and mobile app, brought to you by Nobex Technologies. Entire production was written and directed by Preston Hardin. Original cover art by Ali Shellman. Old World Tunes can be accessed on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry devices. Other streaming outlets include the Radionomy website and app, and FalloutFM.playtheradio.com. We now return you to our regular scheduled programming. Hello and welcome to the Wasteland Field Survival Guide. I'm Colin Nettle, and today I'm coming to you from just outside of the once lovely town of Minefield. Here I'm going to show you a few tricks for disarming the ubiquitous annoyance of the wasteland, the frag mine. To the casual meanderer, an exploding frag mine can come as a complete surprise, often at the cost of a lower limb or two. But to the savvy wanderer, they can be a ready source of explosives and are easily sold for cold, hard caps. The first thing to do is use your peepers and scout about for the telltale flashing light on top of every frag mine. These lights are easier to spot in the dark, which makes it the ideal time to scavenge. Once you've located a suitable mine, you'll need to be extra careful not to accidentally set it off. Now, I've seen plenty of folks lose a few fingers by rushing in and making a quick grab for the mine. But us wasteland experts know that slow and steady disarms the mine while making sure we don't disarm ourselves. Easy does it, and when you hear the beep, that baby's all yours. See how easy that was? All you need to do is keep a cool head, a steady hand, and always watch. Wowzers! Looks like I'm gonna need to scavenge up a new pair of boots. Not that a little nap won't fix, though. Well, I guess that's so long until next time. In the meantime, remember, folks, fortune favors the prepared. Starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as Bunny. Today's episode, A Walk in the Wasteland. It's a cold evening, and Detective Walter Camry, along with his stunning employer Bunny, are heading to her endangered community, which direly needs the detective's attention. If everything goes as planned, Walter will be rewarded with 10,000 caps, which will completely turn his life around for the better. But was the job worth the offer?
It's been a minute since my last walk in the wasteland. Nothing's changed, however. The sky ran blue, thankfully. The sand remained, along with some crisp trees. And I thought I was in a hurry. Bunny walked more than 5 paces ahead of me, no matter how fast I trekked. Whatever was amiss in this little village of hers really had her on edge. Hey, slow down, will ya?
I'm sorry if I'm going too fast for you, Walter, but the sooner we get there, the better.
And just what would happen if we walked with a little less pep in our step?
Well, if we don't make it there in time, it could be too late. And if that happens, you get no pay.
Hey now, I should still get my share for expenses at least.
Like I needed you for protection.
Wait a sec. Then what am I here for?
Mr. Camry, I hired you to resolve my people's conflict, not to guard me.
I know that already, Bunny. But it's a big bad wasteland out here, sister. With all kinds of monsters and mutants ready to chew you up and spit you out. I don't know what you had to deal with back in the tribe, but it's different out here, see?
Ha! Sounds like something out of the fairy tales we used to read back home.
Don't believe me, huh? Live in one of the settlements and you'll see. Regular folk out here have to live in fear every day.
Oh, yeah? Fear of what?
Just you name it. Ghouls, scorpions, raiders, cannibals. The list goes on and on. Fine then. Doubt me.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah. Cute little dame like you would grab the attention of slavers real quick.
Are you still talking about those fairy tale creatures, Walter?
Oh, these are no creatures, sweet cheeks. These are real people like you and me. But instead of eat you, they pound you to a pulp, bound and gag you like a criminal. Then they put this collar on you, see? And with that collar on, they have full control. Try to fight back, try to scream. All they have to do is click this easy little button and bam, your head explodes. The best you can do is do as they say and hope you get sold to a buyer that treats you right. Yeah, but that's a rarity.
Mr. Camry, has this heat gotten to you?
Fine. Be impossible. I don't know where it is you come from, but it must be one sheltered area not to know how the world works nowadays.
Things are gonna end up just as you said if we don't act quickly.
However this plays out, I want hefty pay.
We'll see.
Why are we running all of a sudden, Bunny?
My people, their radio transmission is stronger than ever. We must be getting close. It's just up this hill.
Hold it, Bunny. It's too dark up there. I can't see anything. But before she could reply, we were met with a blood-curdling snarl.
Walter, what was that?
Look out, Bunny.
Oof. Get off me! Ah! Get off me! Get it off me! Get away!
Are you okay, girl?
What was that thing?
A ghoul, or a badly irradiated human that's gone feral. There's probably more of them nearby.
Well, let's not waste any time and smoke the rest of those creeps.
Now you're speaking my language. Just as I predicted, the glowing eyes of the feral beast lit up the dark peak of the hill. That gunshot must have awoken them from their sleep. Even more surprising, Bunny had already unsheathed that black .45 she mentioned before. This girl may have been doubtful about the wasteland, but she was no damsel in distress.
Here they come.
Stay behind me. I may have a gun, but I can use mine better.
I can handle myself.
Not for long, sweetie.
Ow! Be careful.
As I said, stay back.
Oh, fine.
Behind you. Good shot. I've got something for you, freak. Rats, I'm out.
Detective, look out!
Thanks, Bunny.
All in a day's work.
You're a good shot. You know that?
Uh-oh. More ghouls.
We must have awakened a whole nest of them, and we don't have enough ammo to fend off another wave.
Let's keep moving then.
It wasn't long before we climbed the hill. Bunny halted me when we reached the side of it. I was surprised to be met with a small wooden door that led to a long tunnel. It was amazing. No wonder she was so oblivious to the outside world. Her village thrived underground. Now, why didn't I think of that? We walked down the narrow corridor until the tunnel was blocked by something large and round. It looks like some sort of steel wall.
Correction. It's a door.
A door? Just what kind of village uses a metal plate for a door? Nah, this is too shady. What is this place called, anyway?
Vault 54, Detective. Welcome to Vault 54.
This has been the second episode of True Vault Escapades. The part of Detective Walter Camry was portrayed by Eric Huffman, and the part of Bunny was portrayed by Amy Harris. Be sure to stay tuned for episode 3, A New Kind of World. True Vault Escapades is originally broadcast on the Old World Tunes radio station and mobile app, brought to you by Nobex Technologies. Entire production was written and directed by Preston Hardin. Original cover art by Ali Shellman. Old World Tunes can be accessed on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry devices. Other streaming outlets include the Radionomy website and app, and FalloutFM.playtheradio.com. We now return you to our regular scheduled programming. Hello again, and welcome to the Wasteland Field Survival Guide. I'm Colin Nettle, and today we've come across a nasty raider camp. Take that, you miscreants! Not to worry. With my trusty .32 caliber hunting rifle, I'll make quick work of them. There, you see? A few well-placed rifle shots will finish off even the most persistent raider. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. The wasteland isn't just a hellhole full of lunatics and monsters. Occasionally, you might chance upon another friendly wanderer just like yourself. Why, take an experience I had just this morning. I was clearing out a tenacious nest of rad roaches when a couple of local hunters came and gave me a hand. We made quick work of the vermin and got to talking. Well, wouldn't you know, they reached right in their packs and started sharing out their meat. Actual meat, can you believe it? I mean, sure, it tasted a little strange, but out here, what doesn't, right? There was something familiar about it, though. You will do well to remember that we're all in this together, and that helping your fellow man is not only the right thing to do, but a very useful survival strategy as well. Well, that's all for today. Remember, folks, fortune favors the prepared.
It's True Vault Escapades, starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as Bunny. Today's episode, A New Kind of World. We're last left with Detective Camry and his counterpart Bunny in the desolate Texas wasteland fighting a pack of crazed ghouls, or monstrous former humans that have absorbed far too much radiation. Shortly after the firefight, Bunny meets the detective who enters the mysterious underground community, better known as Vault 2-4. According to her, the people inside are in dire need of Walter.
Do your people somehow hold themselves inside of this vault?
Oh, heavens no, Detective. Their ancestors did.
Ancestors? What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out sooner or later, Walter. Let's just hope we can get inside.
You say so. To the left of us, right outside the ear-shaped vault, was some sort of flat computer poking out from the ground with a red flashing button. Each new discovery with this girl posed something far beyond your average wastelander's comprehension. What kind of space-age technology is this, Bunny?
Control panel, Walter.
And what does that do?
It opens the vault, Walter.
And you expect me to know this? I don't know who you think you're talking to, sir, but it sure ain't me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so used to being around my people for so long. I guess I keep forgetting that you're a wastelander, all.
It's fine, Bunny. Just this is all happening so fast.
I know.
I wasn't the most scientific with you either. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions around here. This is exactly what the average wanderer gets to see, you know.
I'll try to keep my head. It wasn't really easy building up the strength to head out of here for help either.
That took a lot of courage, Bunny. Spending your whole life locked up in there, and then just one day walk out into the waste? That takes a tougher game than I could imagine.
Oh, this was nothing. Well, are you ready, Detective?
To take a vacation from the wasteland? Absolutely.
Okay, then.
Within only a few seconds of her typing into the control panel, an alarm screeched as loud as the dickens. A warning that the enormous vault door would now be opening. It was intriguing yet blood-curdling. But one thing was for sure, this detective wanted to see what was inside.
Now, when you enter, vault security will probably have to pat you down, but no need to worry. They're real easygoing.
Put your hands up!
You better not miss, fella.
Put that gun down before we make it. It's filled with lead, mate.
Trust me, fella. I may not look like much. I'm known for my trigger finger. You boys look like small fry compared to the things that I've killed.
No, nobody's killing anyone.
Bunny, is that you? We all thought you were dead out there.
Bunny, who are these two knuckle-draggers?
Officers Jensen and O'Neill, two of the Overseer's favorite guards, and just about as straight as a dog's hind leg, if you ask me.
Real funny, Bunny. But you ain't getting back in here without explaining who this joker is.
Who are you calling a joker?
Look, this is Walter. Detective Walter. He's the one Overseer Mackenzie sent me out to find.
Wasteland folk, huh? Sure doesn't look like it. Looks like a high society bloke from one of them 3 war movies. And you say this is a detective?
Yes, they actually have investigators and law enforcement out there. Society in the outside world was depicted completely inaccurately in here.
What, are you saying all those years of study were wrong?
Well, yes, but...
All right, ladies, stop your catfight. No, I didn't come all the way down here to figure about eggheads. I want to know what's going on here.
I'm surprised it's speaking complete sentences.
Watch it, Buster.
Oh, please let him in, won't you? He's probably our only hope at saving us all.
I'll buy this shtick for now, Bunny. But that's only because I don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time. Trust me, once it's over, you get a hard enough look at it, and you're back to successful game.
Oh, thank you, Officer Jesse.
I'm gonna have to ask you to slowly contact you about Hillary, you old fella.
Sure. Wasn't even loaded to start with.
Alright. Stick behind me at all times, especially you outside. I don't want you saying a word to the residents without the official saying so close. Just having you enter the actual vault like this and risk our jobs.
Alright, Mr. Detective. Walk behind Jensen, and I'll walk behind you. Bunny, do your best to divert vault attention away from our little guest here. Last thing we need is more confusion.
Understood. Come on, Walter. Overseer Mackenzie should fill you in with the details when we reach the bunker.
I'm taking your word for it, Bunny. So my questions better be answered by the time I get there.
Don't worry. Mackenzie's a stuck-up guy, but he's reasonable. Unlike these two.
Let's just get moving before every wasteland.
It sure was interesting as it was frightening. We made our way through the vault door as those two boys in blue kept a close eye on me. The room where the standoff took place was pretty large, but a much smaller automatic door was waiting for us just behind it. It led to a long, dark passage with yet another door awaiting. But then, I was met with the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. A beautiful place functioning society. I couldn't believe my eyes. Happy families. Men, women, children, and pets, all coexisting as one. Shops and homes at every corner. Now I see why Bunny was so uneducated about wasteland. All these people, unaware about the world outside. I wish I could be in their shoes. They all wore the exact same jumpsuit Bunny wore. All that big 54 on their back. This place is pretty far from any incorporated settlement. Whatever their problem is, it has nothing to do with invaders. Do all of your people get close to the point there? It's rude.
Oh, this is the check the IQ through the vault. Don't mind that.
Shut your mouth, Walter. Just stay quiet until the overseer has a say about you.
Your lungs are coated with that wasteland grime too. It is best you not exhale and contaminate this clean air.
Have I ever told you how nice I think you two boys are?
Shut your face, wise guy.
The elevator, right here.
It's True Vault Escapades, starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as Bunny. Today's episode, A New Kind of World. We're last left with Detective Camry and his new counterpart Bunny in the desolate Texas wasteland fighting a pack of crazed ghouls, or monstrous former humans that have absorbed far too much radiation. Shortly after the firefight, Bunny leads the detective to the entrance of her mysterious underground community, better known as Vault 54.
According to her, the people inside are in dire need of Walter's attention.
So your people somehow hold themselves inside of this vault?
Oh, heavens no, Detective. Their ancestors did.
Ancestors? What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out sooner or later, Walter. Let's just hope we can get inside.
If you say so. To the left of us, right outside the gear-shaped vault, was some sort of flat computer poking out from the ground with a red flashing button. Each new discovery with this girl posed something far beyond your average wastelander's comprehension. And what kind of space-age technology is this, Bunny?
It's the control panel, Walter.
And what does that do?
It opens the vault, Walter.
And you expect me to know this? I don't know who you think you're talking to, sister, but it sure ain't me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to being around my people for so long. I guess I keep forgetting that you're a wastelander's all.
It's fine, Bunny. It's just this is all happening so fast.
I know, Walter.
I wasn't the most scientifically gifted either, so I'm going to be asking a lot of questions out here. This isn't exactly what the average wanderer gets to see, you know.
I'll try to keep my head. It wasn't really easy building up the strength to head out of here for help either.
That took a lot of courage, Bunny. Spending your whole life locked up in there, and then just one day walk out into the waste. That takes a tougher game than I can imagine.
Oh, this is nothing. Well, are you ready, Detective?
To take a vacation from the wasteland? Absolutely.
Okay, then.
Within only a few seconds of her typing into the control panel, an alarm screeched as loud as the dickens, a warning that the enormous vault door would now be opening. It was intriguing yet blood-curdling, but one thing was for sure, this detective wanted to see what was inside.
Now, when you enter, vault security will probably have to pat you down, but no need to worry. They're real easygoing.
Put your hands up!
You better not miss, fellas.
Put that gun down before we make you.
Or get filled with lead, mate.
Trust me, fellas. I may not look like much, but I'm known for my trigger finger. And you boys look like small fry compared to the things that I've killed.
No, nobody's killing anyone.
Bunny, is that you?
We all thought you were dead out there.
Bunny, who are these two knuckle-draggers?
Officers Jensen and O'Neill, two of the Overseer's favorite guards, and just about as straight as a dog's hind leg, if you ask me.
Real funny, Bunny. But you ain't getting back in here without explaining who this Joker is.
Who you calling a joker?
Look, this is Walter. Detective Walter. The one Overseer McKenzie sent me out to find.
Wasteland folk, huh?
Look like a high society bloke from one of them pre-war movies.
And you say this is a detective?
Yes, they actually have investigators and law enforcement out there. Society in the outside world.
Are humans that have absorbed far too much radiation. Shortly after the firefight, Bunny leads the detective to the entrance of her mysterious underground community, better known as Vault 54. According to her, the people inside are in dire need of Walter's attention.
So your people somehow hold themselves inside of this vault?
Oh, heavens no, Detective. Their ancestors did.
Ancestors? What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out sooner or later, Walter. Let's just hope we can get inside.
If you say so. To the left of us, right outside the gear-shaped vault, was some sort of flat computer poking out from the ground with a red flashing button. Each new discovery with this girl posed something far beyond your average wastelander's comprehension. And what kind of space-age technology is this, Bunny?
It's the control panel, Walter.
And what does that do?
It opens the vault, Walter.
And you expect me to know this? I don't know who you think you're talking to, sister, but it sure ain't me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to being around my people for so long. I guess I keep forgetting that you're a wastelander's all.
It's fine, Bunny. It's just this is all happening so fast.
I know, Walter.
Wasn't the most scientifically gifted either. So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions around here. This isn't exactly exactly what the average wanderer gets to see, you know.
I'll try to keep my head. Wasn't really easy building up the strength to head out of it for help either.
That took a lot of courage, Bunny. Spending your whole life locked up in there, and then just one day walk out into the wastes? That takes a tougher dame than I could imagine.
Oh, it was nothing. Well, are you ready, Detective?
To take a vacation from the wasteland? Absolutely.
Okay, then.
Within only a few seconds of her typing into the control panel, an alarm screeched as loud as a chicken. A warning that the enormous vault door would now be open. It was intriguing yet blood-curdling. One thing was for sure. The detective wanted to see what was inside.
Now, when you enter, Vault Security will probably have to pat you down, but no need to worry. They're real easygoing.
Put your hands up!
You better not miss, fellas.
Put that gun down before we make you.
Or get filled with lead, mate.
Trust me, fellas. I may not look like much, but I'm known for my trigger finger. And you boys look like small fry compared to the things that I've killed.
No, nobody's killing anyone.
Bunny? Is that you?
We all thought you were dead out there.
Bunny, who are these two knuckle-draggers?
Officers Jensen and O'Neill, two of the Overseer's favorite guards. Just about as straight as dog's hind legs.
Real fun, Bunny. But you ain't getting back in here without explaining who this Joker is.
Who you calling a joker?
Look, this is Walter. Detective Walter. He's the one Overseer Mackenzie sent me out to find.
Wasteland folk, huh? Sure doesn't look like it. Looks like a high society bloke from one of them pre-war movies. And you think he's
Yes, they actually have investigators and law enforcement out there. Society in the outside world was depicted completely inaccurately in here.
What? Are you saying all those years of study were wrong?
Well, yes, but...
All right, ladies, stop your catfight. Now, I didn't come all the way down here to bicker about egghead business. I want to know what's going on here.
I'm surprised it speaks in complete sentences.
Watch it, Buster.
Oh, please let him in, won't you? He's probably our only hope at saving us all.
I'll buy this shtick for now, Bunny. But that's only because I don't want you to feel like you wasted your time out there. Trust me, once the Overseer gets a hard enough look at him, he'll send him back to the cesspool from which he came.
Oh, thank you, Officer Jensen. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to ask you to slowly toss that tidbit of artillery you're holding there, fella.
Sure. It wasn't even loaded to start with.
All right, you two. Stick behind me at all times, especially you outsiders. I don't want you saying a word to the residents without the official say-so from Overseer Mackenzie. Just having you enter the actual vault like this could risk our jobs.
All right, Mr. Detective.
This is
Walk behind
bullshit.
Jensen, and I'll walk behind you. Bunny, do your best to divert our attention away from our little guest here. Last thing we need is more confusion.
Understood. Come on, Walter. Overseer Mackenzie should fill you in with the details.
I'm taking your word for it, Bunny. So my questions better be answered by the time I get there.
Don't worry. Mackenzie's a stuck-up guy, but he's reasonable. Unlike these two.
Let's just get moving before every wasteland detective marches his way in here.
End of the line!
It sure was interesting as it was frightening. We made our way through the vault door as those two boys in blue kept a close eye on me. The room where the standoff took place was pretty large, but a much smaller automatic door was waiting for us just behind it. It led to a long, dark passage with yet another door awaiting. But then, I was met with the most beautiful sight I have ever seen. A beautiful, clean, functioning society. I couldn't believe my eyes. Happy families. Men, women, children, and pets, all coexisting as one. Shops and homes at every corner. Now I see why Bunny was so uneducated about the wasteland. All these people, unaware about the world outside. I wish I could be in their shoes. They all wore the exact same jumpsuit Bunny wore, all with that big 54 on their backs. This place is pretty far from any incorporated settlements, so whatever their problem is, it has nothing to do with invaders. Do all of your people get told to point and stare?
Time's up,
It's
asshole.
rude, you know.
Oh, they're just excited a VIP is being escorted through the vault. Don't mind them.
Shut your mouth, Walter. Just stay quiet until the Overseer has to say his on.
Your lungs are coated with that wasteland grime too. It is best you not exhale and contaminate clean air.
Have I ever told you how nice I think you two boys are?
Shut your face, wise guy.
The elevator, right here.
Alright, we're here. Mackenzie's a stiff old guy, so two rules. Look him in the eye when he's talking to you. Only speak to him when he's spoken to. And don't say nothing stupid.
That's 3 rules, genius.
Shut it.
Please, Mr. Overseer, don't let those men hurt him. He's done nothing wrong so far. At least give him a chance.
Get back here, girlie.
Now, just what in the name of all things holy is going on here? Who is this man? Why are you barging into my office without any prior appointment?
I'm sorry this is all short notice, but you gotta understand the situation, see?
Just let us explain, sir.
No, they'll give him a bad name.
We said shut it, you harlot.
Nobody tells me what's going on in the next 3 seconds. I'll be forced to contact security that knows how to properly handle protocol and not burst into the Overseer's office without being called.
The thing is, sir...
So you're their leader, huh? Sure don't look like much, to be honest.
Did you not hear what I said?
And just who might you be? You don't seem like someone from around here.
Because I'm not. You got a smoke?
Sure, I've got some saved for a rainy day.
Imported Cuban. I've only seen those on the old pre-war billboards. Never actually had one before.
Oh, well, you must try one. They're simply amazing.
Different, but good. I like them.
Here, take 3 more. I hardly remember I have them half the time.
Thanks. So I'm told your people have a problem.
Yes, but again, who are you?
Camry. Detective Walter Camry of Camry Investigations. Harlan, Texas.
Oh, you must be the Outlander you've been waiting so long for.
Well, I couldn't have made it here without that girl the Australian has in a headlock.
Officer O'Neill, you unhand that girl at once.
But, boss.
Now, O'Neill.
Overseer Mackenzie, she hit me.
Why, I never told you to bound and gag the girl like a kidnapping victim. She probably saved our lives with this man here. So whatever she did to you, you had coming.
Sir, with all due respect, we were just following orders. Put the door open, the guy pulled a gun on us.
Because you pointed guns at him.
Yes, but...
Look, only a vault resident with special permission is given the password to the control panel. If you recognized Miss Bunny at first glance, would you want to shoot her? Now get out, the both of you.
But, boss...
Out! I'm terribly sorry for my men, Mr. Detective. They could be a little frantic, if you will.
Oh, it was no harm done. They're just doing their jobs. But I will say they're a little too free around you. Better for them to just follow orders instead of talking back.
Truer words have never been spoken, Mr. Camry. Though they are some of the toughest men I have on the force. They just think since I appointed them as advisors, they could ease up around me. I'll have a chat with them soon enough.
Isn't it wonderful, Overseer Mackenzie? A true, honest, and hard-working detective from the outside. Oh, I knew there was hope after all.
Yes, I see that I was wrong, doubting you like that. I'm sure this place is awfully different than locations you've visited in your travels, Mr. Detective. Truthfully enough, we thought that life had been eradicated once the bombs had fell, those 200 years ago. Even if it did, I suspected it to be more barbaric than usual. Out of honesty, sir.
A common misconception, Mr. Overseer, is it?
Overseer Mackenzie. Mr. Mackenzie, if you will.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Mackenzie. I can assume you run this fine establishment you like to call Vault 54?
The pleasure is mine. This may be a late introduction, but yes, welcome to Vault 54. And yes, I do in fact run it.
I must admit, sir, this is beyond incredible. Never would I have thought of a community this secluded from the wasteland.
Yes, the wasteland. Tell me about it, will you?
Oh, it's just as you would imagine it. Little food, barely enough water, raiders, mutants, the list goes on and on. In short, it's a constant struggle for survival each day that rolls on by.
That's awful. Very sorry about how things turned out for humanity.
Yeah, it would have done us better if those bombs had just killed us all those years ago. It's not worth the squabble we're dealing with now. In this place, this is something of a dream to folks out there. It's quite the slice of heaven.
We do our best, Mr. Camry. Vault 54 has been up and running for ages. There's been no major incident or fault so far. That is, until now.
Well, that reminds me. Bunny tells me the whole reason of coming here is due to something dire happening to your people. I'm beyond sure you folks didn't want some wasteland VIP to get a tour of your clean house of chrome.
Ah, that. My plate's been so full, I've nearly forgotten about the issue at hand.
Tell him, Overseer. Tell him what's happening.
Please, Miss Bunny, control yourself. Sorry, Detective. She's been on this case since last month. It's gotten her quite on edge.
Case? What are you talking about?
She didn't tell you? You aren't the only investigator in this room.
So that's why you know your stuff so well. And why you're such a deadeye with that 45 of yours.
Sorry, Walter. I just had to make sure you were legit. I was about to tell you, but to be completely honest with you both, I felt like a free spirit out there in the wasteland. Like a normal girl. None of this darned undercover business weighing down my shoulders. Like the world was my oyster. And that's why, Mr. Overseer, why I think we should finally open the vault.
For goodness sakes, Bunny. Can it wait till tomorrow?
Can what? Wait, exactly.
The reason I had the girl look for you, Mr. Camry. She's clearly forgotten what the meaning of patience is.
I'm sorry, Overseer.
Please, unwind for the night, Detective. That dreaded walk in the wasteland probably did a number on your legs. I'll need you at full strength first thing in the morning.
That's only if you insist, Mr. Overseer. But that walk was nothing compared to the travels I've been through. So if your vault needs emergency attention now, best let me know while there's still time.
That'll do, Detective. I have other pressing matters to attend to tonight. All will be unfolded to you tomorrow.
I'll be here bright and early then.
That's great to hear. Bunny will show you to your room. Good night, Mr. Camry.
Yes. Good night, Overseer Mackenzie. Well, he's a piece of work, ain't he?
If those two knucklehead guards were right about one thing, it's that he's a stiff old guy.
He doesn't seem to care for you all that much.
Yes. He's had it out for me ever since I busted him for adultery in front of his poor wife. The case was a little too petty for my taste, but it was the Overseer's spouse, so I really had no choice.
Really? Sure doesn't seem like one to go snooping around at his age.
He's an old sleaze. Tried using those lackeys of his, Jensen and O'Neill, to cover it up, but I was too smart for them. All Miss Mackenzie could do was file a divorce and be done with it. If she tried anything else, she'd be arrested because of his political standing. That man could destroy anyone he wanted to. Made me keep quiet about it, too, or it'd mean my job.
You're the best case man, aren't you? That's why he still uses you, right?
Bingo. Every time I think about ruining his oh-so-perfect reputation with the Vault citizens, I have to keep reminding myself who writes my checks.
The old keep your mouth shut and you get paid scenario.
Huh?
You're wrong there.
But I have a moral compass, Walter. I don't like keeping secrets from people. Feel guilty if I decide to hide something or sugarcoat something.
It can be hard in this line of business. There's folks who've been around right. They expect folks like us to carry out the deed.
Well, I can't take it anymore from Mackenzie. That's why never mind.
What is it?
It's what I was going to say earlier. But, like the man said, wait until morning. Darn it. We don't have time for all this waiting.
Well, whatever it is, it's definitely bothering you. I'll be sure not to be as chummy with him as I was today.
Thanks, Walter. Please, when he tells you what it is, think hard about it, will you?
You have my word, Private Investigator Bunny. After about a 5-minute down a somewhat crowded hallway. Each side was filled with more metal doors leading to smaller houses. It was clear that I would be staying in one of these.
I apologize for the butt-to-guts space around here. Gets a little crazy after school lets out.
I'm just glad there's such a thing as school still. So is this where I'm gonna stay?
Third room to the left.
Thanks, Bunny. A man couldn't ask for a better helper.
It was no trouble. I just hope.
What was that?
I don't know. Let's go check it out.
Those were definitely gunshots. It was hard to make out the attacker through the panicked crowd. Whoever it was, snuck his head a little ways past the corner of the hallway, his smoking gun pointing directly at us. Bunny, look out!
Eat lead, you monster!
I think you got him.
I'll chase him down. You make sure everything's all right.
Roger.
Come out of your hole, you little rat!
When the crowd split the scene, I assumed everyone was okay as I surveyed the area. But I was wrong. When the chaos cleared, I saw a young man face down on the cold metal floor. And on his blue vault jumpsuit were 3 large bullet holes. You there, young man. Speak to me, will ya? That's it. Say something. Who did this?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea why?
This...
Just then, the young man reached his quivering hand into his pocket. He pulled out a large campaign button and handed it to me. It looked as though it had been made by a political supporter. It read, "I support Bill 54 closed."
I received some threats, but I didn't take them seriously.
What does this mean?
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
I lost him, but he won't get far. No.
Poor boy. He just passed.
Why, that sick son of a...
Could you identify the killer?
No, he was wearing a bandana. But there's still hope.
How so?
The first shot missed, but the second one plugged him well. So as soon as he ran, he left a small trail of blood. All I have to do is run a sample by the medical ward, and they can transfer it to the police department, who will most likely make a match with it.
You can do that here?
Oh, you'd be surprised at what we can do.
One other thing. He said the reason he was shot was because he supports something called Bill 54 closed. Know anything about that? It's on this button here.
Oh, darn it. Not another one. Oh, and he's just a kid, too.
Another one?
Look, this part was supposed to wait until morning. There's been a string of murders just like this one all around. This is the first time actually seeing one, though.
What is this bill, Bunny?
Too long to explain right now, Walter. Today's been a big day for you, even for a wastelander. Please, just drop it till tomorrow, will ya?
All right, Bunny. You just be careful. I don't want that lowlife shooting you up, too.
I will, Walter.
Get a constable to remove this body. Poor boy deserves a proper burial. Give his parents my condolences, too.
Cremation, Detective. There's no place to bury people here.
Aw, man, come back. I was having fun.
The man was gone, that's for sure. I could only hope Bunny gets a clear match on our purse. Until then, I was expected to relax in a cushy ballroom by myself. How could I relax with what's going on? I thought the issue tomorrow was going to involve something petty. Maybe they wanted me to tell them about my experiences in the wasteland. Get my 10,000 caps and move on. No, this was homicide. And they were serious. The overseer was right about one thing. I needed my strength. So I locked the door tight and got ready for bed. Bunny said this was a big day for me. But tomorrow would be even bigger.
That's it.
This has been another thrilling episode of True Vault Escapades. The part of Walter Camry was portrayed by Eric Huffman, and the part of Bunny was portrayed by Amy Harris. Overseer Mackenzie by Jason Darman. Officer Jensen by Josh Bull. O'Neill by Michael Ormley. Stay tuned for Episode 4, A Cosmic Knife in the Back. Detective Camry uncovers the true face of Vault 54 as everything is as its theme. True Vault Escapades is originally broadcast on the Old World Tunes radio station and mobile app, brought to you by Novex Technologies. Entire production was written and directed by Preston Hardin. Original cover art by Ali Shellman. Old World Tunes can be accessed on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry devices. Other streaming outlets include the Radionomy website and app, and FalloutFM.playtheradio.com. We now return you to our regular scheduled programming. Hello again, and welcome to the Wasteland Field Survival Guide. I'm Colin Nettle, and today we're going to be exploring the DC Metro line and testing out my latest project. A while back, I ran into a fellow while dispatching a pack of feral ghouls. We got the chin wagon, and he let slip that there was a way to walk among the ghouls, as he put it, without them even taking notice. He went mum about it after that, but with a bit of research and trial and error, I've managed to work out the secret. A ghoul mask. You heard me right, a ghoul mask. It's a rather nasty business, and took me quite some time to get right, but if my calculations are correct, this little baby is my key to unlocking the Metro lines in a relative state.
Sweet.
On the other side of this door is a gaggle of unhappy ghouls. I'm putting on the mask now, and we're gonna head inside. Here's hoping that isn't the end of Colin Nettle. We're inside now. I can see 3 ghouls right ahead. I'm right on top of the view. They don't seem to be taking any notice. This is incredible. I'm just gonna see if I can... Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Got it.
I'm getting out of here. Hey, come back here, you rat. Let's get him, boys. Ew, that was a close one. Well, I'd call that a success. I might just rest up against this door for a while and catch my breath. Until next time, remember, fortune favors the prepared.
Hey, who's there?
Someone there?
It's True Vault Escapade, starring Eric Huffman as Detective Walter Camry and Amy Harris as
Shut the
Bunny.
fuck up a second. I hear something.
Today's episode, a cosmic night in the past.
Let's get
Last night,
warmed up
Detective
over
Walter
here.
Camry entering the mysterious underground community known as Vault 54 with his newest companion, Bunny. He ventures into the vault only to meet Overseer Mackenzie, or the Vault's honorable leader. He informs Walter that Bunny is a private investigator herself, and that he is the perfect man for the job. He gives Walter a night's stay in the vault, so he'll be well rested in the morning. But on his way there, he witnesses a gruesome murder just outside his room. A young boy killed over something known as Bill 54 code. And now that the sun has risen, the detective makes haste to the Overseer's office.
Lights him out!
Oh, Detective, you're here early.
Damn
You
it, I need
bet.
covering fire.
There's been a murder.
Murder? What the devil do you mean?
I mean murder, as in murder. A young man was shot last night. Bunny was showing me to my room.
What? How? I didn't hear of this.
He was hit in the back 3 times, a hallway. Fell face down and died in my arms.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
We saw the assassin make a run for it. Bunny managed to get a shot off. She got away, but left a trail of blood down the next hall. She's running the sample by the medical bay as we speak. Afterward, she'll send it to the security, who should be able to make a match.
This is awful. And just a young man, you say?
Probably about 18 or 19.
And my security doesn't even bring this up to me? I mean you no offense, but I shouldn't have to rely on an outsider to break this kind of news to me. Oh, something's fishy.
That brings me to my next question, Overseer. What in Sam Hill does Bill 54 closed mean? The dying boy gave me a campaign button which stated he didn't support it. He also said that was the reason he'd been shot.
Oh, it's what I meant to talk to you about this morning.
You mind telling me what it is?
I wish Bunny were here to explain it to you in her terms.
No sign of
She's
him
much
now.
simpler than me.
Well, that's clearly not the case right now, is it? And I'd prefer you telling me before more innocent lives are lost.
Bill 54 closed is the most anticipated, drastic bill that's been brought up to my attention. And it's the most major decision I've ever had to make in my lifetime.
Cut the small talk, Mackenzie. If another boy dies, it's gonna be on both of our hands.
Oh, all right. In shorter terms, a non-supporter of Bill 54 closed is one who doesn't want this little vault of ours to stay closed forever.
He was shot to death because he didn't want that steel door in the front closed for good?
It's a little more complicated than that, sir.
Tell it to me straight.
Okay. The dawn of war, back in the ancient times,
Nice.
humanity hungered for a way to protect itself from its dreaded end. They didn't want to die from nuclear warheads that had nothing to do with them. So some constructed personal bomb shelters for themselves, or for their families. That clearly wasn't assuring enough. So America did what America did best, capitalize. There was a large, successful company known as Vault-Tec, who found a better way to protect its country.
They built this place, didn't they?
Precisely. So all those centuries ago, they planted vaults much like these across the nation, promising to protect all that sign up to enter.
Wait a minute. If all you had to do was put your John Hancock on a slip of paper, why didn't everyone hop on board?
Aha! That's where the catch came in. It wasn't that easy to afford your protection. It cost money, and a hefty amount at that. There also weren't enough vaults to go around. There were only about 100 of them.
Ah, that's how humanity survived.
In a way, but back to the matter at hand. On October 23rd, 2077, each vault closed. Everyone that signed up was reported safe, according to Vault-Tec. But mine,
What the fuck was that?
mine is experiencing difficulty.
This bill must have everyone on edge.
Yes, apparently sometime in those 200 years back, Vault-Tec set a specific time for my vault to make a grand decision.
Shit's got ambush all over it.
Approximately 2 months ago, I received a very outdated message directly from Vault-Tec headquarters.
Who's out there?
Saying that Vault 54 would be sealed away, airtight, or completely open, with absolutely no way to revert. It's one or the other.
I see where this is going.
HQ insisted that I discuss this with my people, which I denied at first.
Okay.
I know how
Cut the
curious
shit.
they can be about
Who
the
is
outside
that?
world.
Nothing there now.
Each teacher is authorized to put fear into the mind of every child about the wasteland. But nowadays, they won't budge.
There's a point in every time where folks just want the straight-up truth, Mr. Overseer. You can't hide something forever.
I know that, but darn it, they just won't give in.
End of the line.
So as I was saying, at first the plan was to simply shut the vault permanently behind the public's back. What they don't know won't hurt them, right? But unfortunately,
You'll run
some
out of bullets
interloper
at some
found
point.
Vault-Tec's message on my computer terminal. Spread it to the public.
Oh, now
I
it's
tried to downsize it, but that was a waste of time. Ever since then, my people have been tearing each other apart. One side wants the vault to stay open, and the other closed. They all know I'm the one in charge of pushing the button, so both sides have been giving me death threats. And I just don't know what to do.
Easy now, Mackenzie. Don't lose your head. Are you saying the boy was killed over his political decision?
Forget about the darn boy for a second, Camry. If the issue isn't solved soon, everyone's gonna have holes in their backs. You get me?
Yeah. I get you.
The vault remaining open or closed
Yes.
isn't the main concern at the moment, Detective. I believe there's some sort of conspiracy among us.
Conspiracy?
Yes, but a week after the information was released to the public, strange rumors about an underground militia were formed. I paid it no mind until the bodies stopped. All of them supporters of the vault door remaining closed.
You have any idea why?
Not in the slightest, but whoever's behind it is giving me a message. They don't care who they kill or when, just as long as they support the closure of our vault. It's sickening, I know.
But I don't get it, Overseer. If folks want to leave and some want to stay, why not just open the vault to those who wish to venture the wasteland? It's their grave and they're digging it. Their choice.
You don't understand. I simply let the bill's non-supporters slip away and dwindle down our numbers for those that choose to stay.
Which means...
We won't last but another 5 generations. And nothing boils my blood more than people who've known each other their whole lives just bailing overboard like that. Thinking for themselves is what they're doing.
Where'd the little bitch go?
No, we'll shrivel up and die as a people if I let that happen. And about 50% of the vault wants that darn door open. I won't let that happen. If we make a choice this big, we make it as a community. So whatever the state of the vault door is, everyone is going to respect that. If the door stays, we all stay. If the door opens, we all venture the wasteland. Together.
This bill is more serious than I thought.
More than you know, Mr. Camry.
But I don't get it. What makes that 50% want to leave so badly?
Like I said, they're too curious. If I let them take a peek out there, they'll try and run off, which will force me to have security put them down. That'll worsen things for the vault. I'm already trying to hold back a full-on war in here. If I let the non-supporters get a taste of life out there, they'll stop at nothing to go back.
So I'm assuming if you wanted the heat to be a little less hot, you turned it into a democratic decision, one that's up to the people and not you.
Yes, but that's only because the info was leaked. If it was up to me, I'd have the vault door closed, be done with this little venture.
So what exactly do you need me for, Mr. Mackenzie? Why an outsider? If Bunny's a private investigator here, why not just have her look into the matter?
She tried, but nothing came up. Time was ticking, and none of her methods were working.
That's surprising. The girl was quite a catch, you know.
As true as that may be, she didn't get through to anybody. Drastic times call for drastic measures, I suppose. So I had to slip away through the vault door under the supervision of Officers Jensen and O'Neill. The plan was for her to find someone that was smart, kept their ear to the ground, and absolutely no ties to the vault. It would be too risky to use someone else on the case from here. They're most likely fixated on turning down that bill.
She told me she sent out a radio transmission as well.
Yes, I put her up to it. Is there something wrong with that?
Don't do that. You can't just have anyone picking up a rogue transmission from a place such as this. I've met people out there that would kill to get the technology you guys have here.
Noted. For starters, I'd like...
Overseer Mackenzie?
Yes, who is this?
It's Bunny. We found something you'd probably like to see in the lab.
Does it involve the murder?
Affirmative.
Then I'll be sending Mr. Camry down there. I have too much work to do with the public.
Understood. We'll be waiting for you, Detective.
That's probably about the blood sample you mentioned earlier. The medical wing is on the 4th floor. She's probably with Dr. Daniels. He's the shorter man with sleek brown hair, probably wearing a lab coat. You can't miss him.
Thank you, Overseer. I'll see that justice is served in this vault.
Oh, Walter, you're here.
I came as soon as you called. What's happening?
Walter, this is Dr. Daniels. Dr. Daniels, this is Detective Walter Camry. He's been waiting.
Ah, so
Found
you're
you,
the outsider
sorry,
I've
Annie.
heard so much about. I'm glad to see our assumptions were wrong.
Yeah, we're not all bad. So you have that blood sample match for us?
It was a pain to perform, but yes, it's done. Come with me, please.
So what's this here?
Though this may be news to you, Detective, modern vault technology allows us to analyze the exact same blood type and DNA strand as any single vault resident.
That's interesting.
Getting shot was the perpetrator's worst mistake, thanks to our friend Bunny here.
Guilty as charged.
Now that he's left a trail of his own DNA down the hall, it was only a matter of time before we'd match it. Heck, even leaving a single speck of blood on the ground could have meant his downfall.
All right, Doctor. That was enough to excite an egghead. But bringing this coward to justice is a real treasure here.
Your spirit, I like it. The culprit's name is Marty Carlone. He lives on floor 3, room 24, not too far from the crime scene.
Old man Carlone? Why, he couldn't hurt anybody.
If you didn't know, Bunny, Carlone used to operate the most violent mob in vault history. Security finally got proof of his endeavors and had him sent to prison for about 30 years, I believe.
Not yet.
A little short of a year or so, he got out. My guess is that Carlone's gang ditched him, making him move to bigger and better things, like joining the underground militia I've been hearing so much about.
He could.
Only one way to find out.
What the?
I'm telling you, I would never kill someone.
A likely story. I also hear that you were in a mob some 30 years ago. Want to explain that?
Yes, I operated under organized crime, but I'm a changed man now. Prison's reformed me.
I tried to tell them.
Really now?
Ain't my
That's
first
a first.
gunfight.
I mean
Lucky.
I support the bill and all, but I would never kill anyone over it. You can even check me for bullet wounds. I've got nothing to hide.
Alright, wise guy. This genetic magic the doctor pulled out
Playing
from
games with
nowhere
me,
isn't
huh?
something I've bought yet. So I still believe there's a chance you're not faking it. How many guns?
A pistol. In my drawer over there.
Go get it, Bunny.
A licensed 9mm registered back in 42. I never had to shoot the thing, if that's what you're wondering.
Well, he's right about one thing. The gun's never been fired. The thing looks brand new.
You have a history of guns back in your younger years, Carlone?
Of course not.
No need to hide.
It's not like the old mafia horror tapes in here. We had to resort to beating most of our contracts to death, choking, or using blunt objects. The vault isn't like the outside, where you can just pick up any
Come on
weapon you
out.
want and keep it.
I'll
There's
make it
rules,
nice and
regulations in here. So guns
can
are a
trust
rarity
me.
in my line of work.
And besides, Walter, our murder victim was killed with a 10mm, not a 9mm.
You really want to know why I'm not the killer?
Oh no, Mr. Carlone.
Alright, up you go. Come on, help me put him back in his chair, Bunny.
Of course.
Alright, back in your chair.
Now, Mr. Carlone, why on earth would you go and collapse like that?
Because that proves I didn't do it, you see? I have a bum leg.
She was right. There's no way an old, frail man such as Marty could get away so quickly in the hall, let alone the fact his leg hardly working. Something wasn't right about all this. How'd you get that bum leg there, Mr. Carlone?
Scuffle in the prison a few years back. Got jumped by Tom Morello's men on the inside. Broke my leg, but didn't get it fixed up right. Simple as that.
Then it's clear that the blood sample was wrong. Something's fishy in this case.
But our only lead is a sample, Walter. I don't think Mr. Carlone is guilty either, but where do we go from here?
I know where. The crime scene. Come on, Bunny.
Sorry to disturb you, Mr. Carlone. Well, we're here on the 3rd level, Walter. Now what in the name of the Overseer could be so important here?
Pay attention, Bunny. This place should have more significance than we thought, if I'm right.
I sure hope so. If we don't get any closer to the crook soon, I could lose my job, and you could lose your pay.
That won't be necessary. Now, do you remember what exactly was going on when we stood here last night?
I believe we were a few paces from the elevator, walking and talking, just as we are now.
Yes, Bunny. You were showing me to my room, and the hall was bustling.
Yes, Walter, I know that.
Now stand here. And I was already standing here. So let's just keep walking.
All right.
Okay, stop.
So, what happened here?
About right here is when we heard the gunshots. The boy fell, and the masked man was slightly leaning from the corner of the next hallway.
Where are you going with this?
Now, take a step forward. Easy now. Okay, right there. You remember what exactly happened here?
Well,
You saw something?
I think this is about where I pulled out my gun.
Exactly. Now do it again.
Pull my gun out?
Yes, Bunny. There's no one out here to see you.
Well, all right. Okay, Walter, now what?
Now I want you to aim it exactly where you did at the assassin. As accurate as you can remember.
I think I was about right here when I shot him.
Good, Bunny. Now stay right there in that position, while I trace exactly where the sights are pointed. Oh, and make sure the safety's on.
All right, Walter. Just hurry. My arm's getting tired.
All right. Just stay there. I'm about halfway to the wall now.
Oh, hurry, Walter.
Okay, I'm at the wall. Here we are.
Can I stop now?
Yes, yes. Come over to the back wall. You'll want to see this.
Now, what is it that's so important we had to come all the way down here for?
Trust me, it's well worth the visit. Now, do you remember how many shots you took?
Just 2. Why'd you ask?
Correct. And how many made actual contact with the assassin?
Only 1. You know that.
Wrong.
What?
Look here, on the wall. Now, what do you see?
Well, I think that's a dent from the shot I missed last night.
Exactly. Where do you think the second shot landed?
In the assassin, right?
Nope. Look here.
Why, that's...
A second dent, meaning both rounds missed. Looks like you aren't too fancy with that gun after all, Bunny.
But that's impossible. I shot the killer dead on. We heard him scream and everything.
Ah, but on the contrary, he pretended to be shot. Faked the scream and all.
But wait. If the whole thing was staged and the man wasn't shot, whose blood was that down the hallway?
That's what I'm meaning to find out. Marty Carlone was framed. Come on, Bunny. We're going back to Dr. Daniels.
Detective, Bunny, what brings you back here so quick?
Your medical logs, Doctor. We want to see them.
My logs, Detective?
I may be a wastelander, but I'm not stupid. You must have a register of some sort.
You mean my personal medical documents of my patients? I know that this is a murder case here, Walter, but what you're requesting is something for a doctor's eyes only.
You're going to hand me your recent patient documents whether you like it or not. Now, where are they?
Oh, well, I keep my most recent ones in the filing cabinet down here. Here's a stack of this week's files. I'll put them on this table here. I honestly don't know what you're expecting to find in here, but I guess if it's in the name of justice...
Then why were you so defensive?
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't like to have some stranger looking through your belongings. Now, would you? Say, where's that Marty fellow? You kept him?
No.
What? Why?
Because there's no need of him being caught. Ah, here we are.
Whose record is that, Walter?
The man we wasted our time interrogating. Looks like the doctor here had a little visit with Marty Carlone the other day.
Yes, I did. That's one of the files we used to get a match on the crook.
Oh, he's no crook, Doctor. We checked.
You mean you didn't cuff him? You just came and went? Detective, the man may look innocent and frail, but he's one of the biggest criminals the Vault's ever known.
That may be true, but he said the jail really changed him. He also said he was jumped in there by his family's former rivals, the Morelli family. Left him with a bum leg, and believe me, he tried to walk, but fell almost instantly.
And you believe that?
I was sure buying it. It says here that you ran a diabetes test on Carlone that day.
Yes, tested positive for type 2. Saddening, really, but I guess that's what he gets for performing such a gruesome murder.
Judging from my pre-war studies, that requires blood to be extracted. Am I correct?
Yes it does.
All right. Where is it?
It's in the back room, where we...